Happy 4th of July, everyone. It's been raining here most of the day in Wisconsin, and I decided to finish up some projects inside the Wolf Pup, and I figured I might as well show you guys a quick video of what I've been working on. If you've been following our channel, you may have heard me mention that we are doing 2 weeks out in Wyoming and Colorado coming up actually very quickly, and it's been kind of stressing me out how many like little odds and ends I've wanted to do to just kind of optimize our whole vacation. And I did a couple projects that couple of them you may have seen and a couple that are brand new, and I'm really excited to have them done, and I'm gonna show you guys those right now. So one of the upgrades that you may have seen is I upgraded this to a standard queen mattress and added these new gas struts to make it easier to lift the bed up. There's a full video on that if you want to do this upgrade. Makes a huge difference. Michelle and I really like this mattress compared to what was in here. It makes a huge difference. But the one thing that I didn't show in that video was I was able to save some of the headboard. I saved the actual top of it, and I cut, I don't remember how much, 4 inches off of here, and just made a new headboard. This is really important to me. I like putting my water bottle, my glasses up here, any sort of odds and ends. And if this wasn't up here, this mattress would kind of just float back and forth, you know, between that space, and I didn't really want that. So I'm really stoked that I was able to add at least a little bit of headboard. I even made it a touch taller. I think it was sitting about 1 inch below this surface. So now it's kind of just flush with the bed. One thing that I've become increasingly frustrated with is the U-shaped dinette. It just doesn't work as good as we thought it would. Very rarely is there a situation where somebody sits back here. It just ends up becoming storage. And what's really frustrating is you do have these pull-out drawers right here. So underneath these seats, but back here, this is just completely boxed in. You can't access it unless you lift up the cushion and the plywood board that's under there. It should be used for something. So I came up with a solution. Because we're going to be in Colorado for such a long trip, dirty laundry becomes a problem. So I made a dirty laundry drawer. Fun little access panel in here. The woodworking didn't turn out as good as I thought. Actually, cutting this was kind of more of a pain than I expected, so it's not my proudest handiwork, but I'm very happy with the way this all turned out. This is just some trim, some quarter round trim molding, and then some panel wood that I had laying around. Got a sticker on there, just make it kind of more fun and interesting. But now we have, let's bend my camera in here. Now we have this whole space in here. We're just gonna shove dirty laundry in here. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this little hack. Should actually help us out a lot because, you know, dirty laundry piles up quick, and when you're in such a tiny space, it's hard to make space for that kind of stuff. Someone actually posted these shelves in the Wolf Pup Facebook group, and I can't believe how perfectly it fits in here. This is almost completely flush on the side. The problem is it's very difficult to find things that fit in here. We have like lighters and flashlights in here. I do have some plastic silverware down here, some coasters in there. And then we put another one over here, and that has even less in it. I think we have some cables. I could put some rocks in there. Nothing. I don't think we have anything in there right now. But it's nice to have a little bit of extra storage if we need it. So shout out to whoever found those and posted it in the Facebook group. I'll include a link in the description if you want to check those out. All right, you might already have seen it in the background, but because we are heading out west, it's going to be very hot. We're not going to always have access to direct electricity at the campsites we plan on staying. We kind of plan on doing some boondocking. So I made these window insulation covers. This is just reflective foil insulation. It's extremely cheap. I actually definitely overpaid. I think at Menards I paid 25 bucks for the roll. Looked on Amazon and it was 15. So okay, I overpaid 10 bucks, but I have some left over. I made coverings for every single window, including the door. It took me like, I don't know, 45 minutes to cut them for every single window. And I also have the pillow that goes up there. So we're going to try and keep it insulated very nicely in here, keep the sun out, to keep it as cool as possible. Now, some of you might think it sounds crazy to be boondocking out west, especially with limited access to campsites with electrical. The catch is I have the F-150 Power Boost, and that truck has a built-in generator. So as long as my truck is near my camper, I can plug in and run my truck as basically a standalone generator to power the whole truck. Now, generators are typically not allowed at campsites, but trucks are. So it's a little bit of a workaround, sneaky little workaround. So Ford knocked it out of the park. That's the only reason I got that truck, is so now I can essentially boondock anywhere I want. I keep saying I'm going to do a review on that truck, and kind of show you guys some of the features. So maybe one of these days I'll do it. Speaking of keeping things cool, I got a couple of these USB oscillating fans. They just clip on. They pull from the USB ports, which is the DC current. So that pulls from the battery. So if you're off grid, you don't really have to worry. As long as you have some battery power, you can run fans like these, and they make a big difference, especially for the people sleeping in these bunks. Just clip them onto that shelf or anywhere we can. And both my kids can have a little bit of air circulation. I will also include a link to those. They're really cheap. I think this one was like 12 bucks, and it makes a difference. So check it out. Man, these Mountain Dew Summer Freezes really slap. One thing that's been pretty fun is I've been 3D printing a bunch of stuff for the camper. My favorite being this shelf. Didn't take too long. I hung up a couple in the camper. I have one over there where I sleep, and then put one over here for Natalie, mostly to hang her fan on. Cameron got this little handle. I 3D printed this handle because I could not put a shelf up here because this bunk folds up. So he got just a handle to grab onto, and he can clip his fan on. I'm going to give him a shelf back there. Then actually did this towel hook. It's on there nice and sturdy. One thing that I'm going to do, not 3D printed, I am going to get some 3M sticky hooks, because the shower should have them, because we have stuff just sitting everywhere. So I think some hooks in the shower would be nice too. So this cabinet above the sink here, I've seen a lot of people do this. I didn't think it would make that big of a difference. But this panel right here covers all the wires and electronics for this stuff. And they mount this on a huge angle that takes up a lot of space. Well, I knocked this out and I moved it over, and it actually opened up a ton of space. I'd say I gained probably 20% storage in here. And it makes a big difference. When you don't have a lot of storage in your camper, it makes a huge difference. So I think that's about it for the projects I've done inside the camper. I don't plan on doing too much more before I leave. The only big thing I really can think of is I have to screw down a 200-watt solar panel that I put on the roof. It's up there, it's plugged in, it's working. I just need to actually anchor it in and seal it all up. I think before I leave, I'm going to do a video on just fully loaded, how it looks. I'm building a cool bike rack that I'm kind of proud of. That's going to go in the bed of my truck to just kind of optimize my situation. What else? I'm going to do a products video pretty quick of all the new gadgets and doodads that I've got recently for this camping season. There's been a lot of cool stuff. Some of it you may have already seen on my channel. But do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. It really helps me out a ton, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.